Ken, the solar guy here again. We're up on the roof now. This is the finished product of the Soladeck pass-thru, Soladeck.com. And I'll pull the cover off. And it shows the 4 strings going out from the Soladeck down to the combiners, which I'll get back down to here in a minute. But you can see how they got those wired up, 4 positive, 4 negative, and of course the ground. Sorry about the wind noise, it's kind of windy today. So I'll get down the bottom and we'll show you the rest of the stuff down below. Okay, so now that we're down below out of the wind, boy that was annoying. We got the wires you saw from up top coming out of the Soladeck, coming through the junction box there. And then they split off 2 and 2 to these combiners that are circuit protected. Each circuit, each ground and each positive has a 15 amp breaker. And then those come back down out of the combiners into this junction box and out to the SolarEdge inverter, which we showed you earlier. So that's all wired up and ready to go. Next is going to be putting in the racking and the anchors and all that, and we'll get the panels installed and move on from there. One quick tip too, whenever you wire these up, make sure that when you install your wires you mark them for each string. So as you can see, I've got 1 and 2 string there, and then over here is 3 and 4. Biggest purpose for that is to be able to trace if there are any kind of electrical issues. You'll have the opportunity to be able to isolate it at least down to the string, and then go in from there trying to find out if there are any problems, rather than having to try to trace down the whole system to try to figure out which string it is that's giving you trouble. This way, if there's a wiring fault and you know it's in the first string, then you can go right to that wire and not have to go hunting for which one is for whichever string you're looking for. So that's a really helpful tip. It only takes a few seconds. You just wrap each wire with some phase tape and mark it off with a 1 hash mark, 2 or 3 or 4, however many strings you got going on. And that could help save you a bucket load of time in the future. Another reason for having your strings marked is so that if you do have a problem in a string, you can isolate that string and leave production continuing from the remaining strings while you make repairs on wherever the problem may be. So that's another really good reason for marking everything throughout the system. Everywhere there's a junction box, each string should have a mark on it so you can trace it down should you have to. Okay, let's get those anchors and racking installed. We'll get this thing going.